Right, so in this video, we're just going to follow on what we did in the previous video. We're still using Xanti2 and we're still connected to the same network. And I have the same devices connected here to the network. The only difference is that right now we're going to try and determine the actual programs running on each port. So I'm gonna go on my Linux device, which is this one, just because it has the most number of ports and we have 3 services running on port 80, 902 and 49152. And as I showed you before, when we go on the scans here, you can see that the ports are open, but you can't see what programs are running on these ports. So let me just show you here. As you can see here, we can see that we have HTTP and we have on 902 that we have ISS running, and then we have on 9152 that an unknown service is running. So as I said, what Xanti does, it actually uses a very powerful tool called Nmap. And using that tool, it can actually show us or get information about the connected devices. So we're going to go on the scan option here. And what this does, it basically allows us to run advanced scans on the target device. So it's only going to run it on the device that we selected and not on the whole network. Now I'm going to go on the scan type. And as you can see, there is a number of scans that you can run. Now, I'm not actually gonna be running all of these scans. It's very simple to run them. You basically just tap the scan and it does what the scan does. So there's no point of me just wasting time and running each one of them. I'm gonna be running just a few of them to show you how you can run a scan and what information you'll be getting from each of these scans. So you can see that we have a ping scan and quick OS detection, traceroute, and regular scan. All these scans will basically won't show us more information than what we originally have right now. So I'm not going to be running any of these scans. They're usually quick. They'll show you basic information like what we have right now. What I'm going to be running though, I'm going to be running an intense scan. So this will basically show you extra information than what we had from last time. It will show you more information about the open ports and the programs that are running on these open ports. Now, as you can see on top, it's saying that it's mapping network again. Now give it its time and then we'll see what information we get. Right, so we can see that the manual scan is completed. As you can see there on top, and you can do a rescan, you can dismiss and see the log. So I'm going to click on the log. And this is actually the output that was produced by Nmap. And as you can see, the first thing that we were able to detect, remember when we were seeing that the port is 80, so we can see that the port is 80. It's open, it's HTTP, so we were able to get all of that before. But what we have now is the exact program and version running on this program. So we can see that we have Apache HTTPD 2.2.22 and it's running on Ubuntu. So before we only knew that it's Linux, now we actually know it's running on a Ubuntu. So this is the exact version of Linux and we know that it's Apache, the exact version of the program. We can also see the 902 port that is running an SSL VMware authentication daemon. And if we go on this port, 49152, again, before we didn't know, it was just unknown what it's running. Now we actually know that it's running Mediatom UPnP. So this is a media server running and we have the exact version of this server. So we can actually go now and look for exploits or default passwords or stuff like that for this server. And we can see that it's running on Linux 3.2.079 generic, and that is the kernel version of the Linux of the operating system that the machine is running. And then you can see it actually has the MAC address and the operating system and all that kind of stuff. And it also performs a traceroute on the device, as you can see here. And we can see it's only one hop away because we are on the same network. Right, so as I showed you, there's a number of scans. You can pick any scan you want, experiment with them. and each one of them will give you maybe more information than another one. So Nmap is a huge tool. Like, there is full courses that only talk about Nmap. So if you're really interested into penetration testing, I'd highly recommend that you go and learn more about Nmap. As I said, you can run Nmap commands from the terminal straight away using the Kali terminal right here, or you can just use Xanti, which basically run Nmap commands for you and show them to you in an easy and nice way.